All right, guys, what's going on? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. I have a lot to discuss in this commentary, so I'm going to get right down to it. Now, the first thing I want to discuss is the importance of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, because not just from a Call of Duty community standpoint, but also from a YouTube/Twitch standpoint as well, because realistically speaking, again, I've always kept it real. I always will with you guys on this channel. I have YouTube and Twitch goals, and I know at this point now, thanks to current inspiration and current positive changes in my life, that basically when doing this YouTube channel, I was basically, I very much knew that I had a passion for creating content, video games, and streaming, and of course movies as well. And I'm going to go more into that in a second, but the thing is this, that my foundation is my passion, and there's nothing wrong with pursuing your passion and trying to make that something that you could actually do for the rest of your life that can actually, you know, end up taking you places. Because somebody once said to me a long time ago, and I'll never forget it. Some things you just never forget when they're quoted to you. Somebody once told me a long time ago that life is very simple. You find out what you love to do, and thankfully for me, I've had multiple loves in my life when it comes to that, and you find out how to succeed at it from a financial standpoint, and those, whatever that financial standpoint is basically up to you, because everybody's different, everybody has different needs. And so the thing is, like, I had this, like, a few years after starting this channel, I had this tremendous goal. It's like, hey, I'm gaining subscribers and viewers. It's like, what if this actually turned into like a part-time or even a full-time thing for me? But the one thing I've always known throughout my life, through the different professions I've had, one of them which used to be teaching martial arts, one of the things that I've known is that it actually is important to have that foundation of your love comes first. Love comes before money. Everything else, like, you should not be driven by money. You should be driven by the love of what you love to do first. And then the money is a secondary factor, and it should always be that way. This avoids things like corruption and everything else that comes with the dangers of money and money being abused. So I have basic YouTube and Twitch goals. They're not, you know, I start out, my goals are very, very, you know, you got to start out slow and then eventually build up from there. But the passion and the foundation must remain there. And since it is there, and since it's never really left, and since even when I stopped doing this thing for a numerous amount of reasons, briefly, I ended up having that itch to make another video again, because again, it's been part of my life for a long time, and I always enjoyed doing it up until I drove myself, and other factors as well, driving me to that dark place that I wouldn't wish off of anybody. And it affected my channel, which goes into what I want to talk about even more in depth, that me putting Modern Warfare down and not playing Modern Warfare and not having that as gameplay on this channel really did affect my channel in a negative way, simply because of it was that, and as well as the dark times, so to speak, the dark ages of this channel. But not having Modern Warfare in the background and not really talking about that, and just continuously talking about the negativity or the next Call of Duty game that was still back then a ways away, or just how much you hate the game and all that kind of stuff, it really isn't a positive way to live your life, or a positive way to, like, approach your channel. Now, I understand the importance of keeping it real, and like I mentioned earlier, I always will, but I am not going to attract negativity repeatedly unless it's necessary. But even I won't, like, be as repetitive as I was before, because negativity is one of the worst things. It might as well be like it's kind of like the equivalent of sickness at this point. As a matter of fact, I would argue from personal experience that it actually is. And the fact that I never even touched Modern Warfare all that much and everything else that went in between really ended up, this channel ended up suffering, because even those of you that are super duper uber dedicated to my channel, which I appreciate dearly, close to my heart, some of you are content creators, some of you are not, but I appreciate every single one of you. And but the thing is that there's only so much that even you guys can watch when it comes to old gameplays. Like, there are those of you, like I said, that are going to watch every single video no matter what. But I think it's safe to say that if there's new things to look at in the background while listening to the commentary, it's only going to make things better, as opposed to, oh, this shit again or this game again. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, there are goals to be accomplished, and I've always, it's very good to be goal oriented. And through recent inspiration, of course, I was told that there's nothing wrong with whatever it is that you're passionate about and pursuing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because if it could take you places, then there's nothing wrong with pursuing that. And it's not a waste of time. It may not happen now. It may not happen a few months from now. Hell, it may even take years. But the thing is that if you pursue it if you keep pursuing it, and if you keep on attacking it, sooner or later, it's going to happen. I mean, there are people, very few number of people out there that are self-made out there. And that's how they pretty much did it. They just relentlessly pursued what they loved to do. And eventually, for some people, it happened much later. And for some people, it happened much sooner due to just the way the unpredictable life is. And it's all about timing as well. Some people's timing were spot on, and that's how they became successful very, very fast. But the thing is that they relentlessly pursued what they loved, and their foundation remained intact, which was the love, not money, but love. You put money in the back of your head, but you keep your passion in the front. So you keep money subconscious, but you keep the passion in the conscious mind. So the thing is that once this person that I look up to greatly, that has played a tremendous role in my life over the last 10, 11 weeks, from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, and I've never really met somebody like this person in my life, like that is so 100% dedicated to whatever it is they're trying to achieve to do, whether it's mentally, financially, physically. They have very much accomplished and are continuing to accomplish everything that they ever set out to do. And it's so in other words, what I'm trying to say is the only way you won't accomplish something is by literally doing nothing. So, and being in that dark place for a while, I really paid for it a lot, especially on YouTube. And I really don't want to go back to that place ever again. I'm in a better place physically, mentally, and emotionally, you name it. So the thing is that I am very motivated. Now, there are a few things in my life that are going on right now, which I haven't mentioned to you guys yet. Only one or two of you know about it. But the thing is, there are other things that can completely give me a 1-2 knockout punch that can really, really, really slow the progress of this whole YouTube thing, and in terms of what I want to do, because it impacts my life outside of this platform, and it's not really something that's my fault, and it's not really something that I can help, believe it or not. But the thing is, a 1-2 knockout punch that devastating can only keep you down for so long, and it can keep you down permanently if you let it. But in the state of mind that I'm at right now, I find myself being just more pissed off at the situation than I am in despair. Like, I'm not even as much in despair because of the changes that have come to my life, and as well as this person as well. I got here through help, guys. Like, in terms of not just YouTube, but like in my personal life. If I'm doing better right now than I was about 3 months ago, from a mental standpoint, physical standpoint, because they're linked together, where the mind goes, the body follows, and vice versa. So I got here through help. I didn't do it all by myself, and I'm very, very fortunate to have the support system I have, which again goes to YouTube as well. There are those of you in here that are completely relentless in watching my videos. Like you will watch every single video that I make, which is great. That's more than any content creator can ever ask for from their audience. But the thing is, when it comes down to everything, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is important for not just for the channel from a YouTube, Twitch standpoint, but also because of lessons learned from the past. So whatever form Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War comes in, whether it's something that I like greatly or not like as much, I can't put it down and just look at it from a negative standpoint. It is something that I will have to find a way to enjoy and make kick-ass content out of it. And there's a lot more that's going into this. Obviously, there's the whole channel overhaul thing, which again, you guys, when it happens, you guys will notice it. Again, it's going to take a lot of time for those of you guys that saw that video. It's going to take money, and obviously the transition to PC is something that I've been pondering as well. But that is something that, because of money, as well as the fact that when you're known for playing on console, and then you go to PC, it could also hurt at the same time for a content creator, because people like watching console, and people are going to watch something that they relate to more as opposed to the other way around. And most of us play on console because console is more easily accessible. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. I just kind of wanted to get a little personal and at the same time express why Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is important, as well as giving you a piece of my life. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Jack, signing off.